Hi everyone. Happy Friday. How you doing? It's 11 o'clock here in California. My name is Jordan Schatz. We are live here in Loosen the Screws Facebook group. I think we might even be live on YouTube today, depending on whether or not I hooked it up. We'll see. In any event, welcome. Hi, my name is Jordan. Happy to have you here today. Go ahead and let me know if you can see me okay, if you can hear me okay. If you want to let me know where you are and how you're doing, go ahead and leave a comment down in the chat. Happy to have you here. Today's going to be actually kind of a quick one because today is actually a very simple technique. Simple yet probably the most powerful technique that you can learn to address stress in real time. We all know that we deal with both acute stress and chronic stress. So acute stress is the kind of stress that you experience in the moment. Chronic stress is the sort of stress that builds up with you over time, the sort of stress that you experience over and over and over again. And the technique that we're about to get into today is particularly effective in dealing with real-time stress in the moment. A lot of the things that we focus on, a lot of the most effective techniques that we use are techniques that we help us disengage or step away from stress, or that we practice at a time when we're not near stress so that we're better able to deal with stressful situations, or we're trying to reduce the amount of anxiety we experience. So a lot of it is preparing ourselves for those times. A lot of it is creating an overall more stress-free and anxiety-free environment and atmosphere in which to exist, which can make it easier to deal with stress and anxiety over time. Using these tools, cultivating these tools, becoming mastering these skills serves us very well. But the technique we're going to get into today is particularly well suited for dealing with stress in the moment. One of the things I love about it is that it can also be adapted to then enhance or modify some of those other techniques that we use to address stress and anxiety, often not in the moment. So again, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. If I'm speaking too fast or if anything I touch on doesn't make any sense, let me know that as well. We're going to take just a moment or two to see if any latecomers are going to straggle in. And again, my apologies for missing this live last week. We had some unexpected travel delays as we were going out to the desert, and also had a sick child on my hand. Not terribly sick, but sick enough to disrupt the schedule. So now, okay, we're going to get right into this. Let me see if I can get the screen sharing up. Okay. Hi, how you doing? All right, top tool for beating stress in real time. It's called the Physiological Sigh. Maybe you've heard about this. It's gained a bit of popularity in recent weeks. Dr. Andrew Huberman's been talking about it a lot on his podcast, and of course, all the other podcasts he goes on. But there is a lot of science behind this particular technique. As I just mentioned, Dr. Huberman and David Spiegel have been researching this at their labs at Stanford. A lot of research by Dr. Jack Feldman at UCLA. It's been tested against other forms of stress relief, either in other types of real-time stress relief, and it's been shown to be the most effective based on their metrics. And I think that's based on actual physical response. So they track markers of stress, and they see how well subjects respond using this technique versus some other techniques, which are also, effective, but this one has been shown to be sort of at the top of the list. The idea behind this, I believe, was discovered in the 30s, And it's a breathing pattern that people spontaneously use in claustrophobic situations. We actually do it naturally at night to help offload carbon dioxide. And it's something you'll notice people often do when they're crying really hard, when they're sobbing, sort of that reset moment. So when you're crying really hard and you sort of readjust. Okay, so that's your body sort of hitting the reset, activating the parasympathetic nervous system, and allowing you to de-stress. So the physiological sigh mirrors that natural reaction that we have. So how do we do it? You guys, this is the easiest thing you will ever learn. Okay. It's awesome. You can do it anywhere. You can do it anytime. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a type of sigh. Again, you can think about it the same way you do when you're crying. So it's quite simply, you do a double inhale through the nose and a long exhale. So kind of a long inhale with sort of the double tap at the top, sort of that last little breath in, and then a long exhale. It's easy to demonstrate. It's very, very simple. You just you don't have to hold it at the top like I did there. I was sort of exaggerating it so you could see what it's like. So again, you want to make sure that the exhale is longer than the inhale. Again, that's signaling the body to lower your heart rate. That little extra inhale at the top really fills up all the little air sacs in your lungs. As we know, our lungs aren't just 2 sacs of air. They're millions of little sacs of air. And this helps signal the body to offload carbon dioxide, lower the heart rate, lower the blood pressure. It stimulates a series of nerves that are both here at the base of your brain and then lower in your body, sort of connecting the spinal cord. What some people refer to as the vagus nerve as well. Can be stimulated using this technique. So again, double inhale, long exhale, instantly resets the stress response in your body. Okay, this isn't a question of belief. This isn't a question of, oh, this may not work for me. You're a biological creature. You are hardwired to respond to this technique. So generally, a series of these breaths can be very helpful to just calm you down. And again, I like to use this as a segue into deeper meditation or self-hypnosis. So what are some other points, some advantages, some cool things about this technique? So it mirrors and amplifies your natural response. Again, this is something that we do all the time, something we do naturally. It's something your body does to help regulate itself while you're sleeping. You gather a lot of CO2 in your system while you're breathing and while you're sleeping. And as you're asleep, you'll see people in their sleep all the time do sort of a let it go. That helps the body adjust, regulate, and again, get rid of that excess carbon dioxide. Again, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system. So when we're agitated, when we're anxious, when we're stressed out, it activates the sympathetic nervous system. It's that's your fight, flight, or freeze mode. Okay, a whole host of physiological things happen when we're feeling stressed out, when we're experiencing that kind of anxiety. Okay, your heart rate changes, your breathing changes, your ability to react and respond changes, your ability to speak changes, the desire to move, to act becomes more imperative. Your body, your mind is trying to protect itself from whatever stress you're experiencing. Okay, it's hardwired biological response. It's related to our need to preserve and protect ourselves, going back to our ancient ancestors. Okay, and really can't tell the difference between dire, immediate serious threat and something that's just sort of the thing we experience in everyday life. It all agitates our system. It all starts to release these hormones, and our body starts to respond in similar ways. Maybe not to the same degree, but enough over time so that you're constantly in this fight or flight or freeze mode. Okay. So you activate the parasympathetic nervous system. It's the opposite of that. Calms the heart rate, lowers the blood pressure, signals you to rest, to be still, that you're safe. Again, it rapidly offloads carbon dioxide, which is soothing to the body. It is fast and automatic. Again, couple quick breaths, like I said. There, you learned it. You can master it. Do it whenever you're feeling stressed. It's always accessible. Here's the thing. People aren't going to know when you're doing this. I love tapping. I'm a big fan of tapping, but people will notice if you start bopping yourself in the forehead and the top of the head if you're trying to calm yourself down. I love meditation and self-hypnosis, but those can often require you to, at the very least, disengage for a moment or two. Of course, there's techniques we use where we can create anchors connected to certain gestures, breath, things we see, signals around us, as well as post-hypnotic suggestions to help signal this same kind of calm. But if you find yourself in a spot where you need to use your conscious mind to help your unconscious shift gears so that you can then feel that consciously, this is the way to go. Again, proven effective, proven stress relief, nearly instantaneous, a great tool to have available to you whenever you need it. So let me know if you have any questions at all about this. This is something we're going to be touching on again and again. But as far as free resources that check the 4 boxes I spoke about earlier, and that you might hear me talk about over and over again, when you're looking for tools to use to help you create change, to help you feel better, to help you loosen the screws on stress and anxiety, you want to look for things that are all natural. You want to look for things that are simple. You want to look for things that are accessible and things that are powerfully effective. This thing checks all of the boxes, 5 stars across the board. Could not be a more effective technique that's more in line with the goals of what we have here in the group. So again, any questions? I'd love to hear them. Any thoughts, comments? Let me know how this works for you. And we'll be back again next week with some more stuff. That's it. Super simple, really easy. Again, it's that double tap breath. The physiological sigh, your key to instant stress relief, your key to shifting the gears and loosening the screws in real time. All right. Thank you so much for being with me today. I'll be back with you next week. As always, my name is Jordan Schatz. I'm your host here in Loosen the Screws. Really glad you were here. We'll catch you next time.